I'm alive today, breathing through the pain. Got nothing left to prove. I ain't got nothing to lose. It's the power of be.
Hey, POB fam, listen, I'm so glad to be here and with you, and I'm glad that you're here with me. And as you know, the Power Be podcast, it's all about being, and that's is what we're going to be talking about, because as a human being, there are part of our essence. It's who we're made to be. And our culture is so busy trying to do and trying to achieve, thinking that our being comes through our doing, but really it's the opposite. Our doing comes out of our being. And so today I'm really excited because I have a guest today, a very special guest that I want to introduce to you. He's an entrepreneur, he's an athlete, he's a coach, he's a trainer, and he's my brother-in-law. That's right, my brother-in-law. Give it up, everybody, for Mark Zimmerman.
Thank you, B.
Hey, Mark, how you feeling, man?
Glad to be here. Yeah, feeling great.
Good.
Always when I'm with you, it's a different feeling.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you came on here, because what most people don't know is, Mark, you're the guy that first really inspired me and challenged me and nudged me, as only you know how, to actually do this podcast.
I guess that's kind of true, right? It's my fault
It is.
that we're sitting here right now.
Yeah, it is. It's literally, you were like, B, you have to do this. And it was something I thought I would never want to do, but
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago or something. We talked about it really loosely, and I was telling you about that I had a podcast. It was like 3-4 years ago in the fitness sector and fitness industry. And I felt like when I saw you first on stage at Bayside Community Church, it's like, that's when I asked you, do you have a podcast, or can I listen to something? And I know you guys have a YouTube channel at a church, but you have such a great stage presence, and you're so easy to talk to. I always feel so warm when I talk to you. You have to have a podcast. You have to, and you have great stories. You have so much experience, 30 years of experience. So I thought, why not doing that?
I know. When you brought that up, I'm sitting here thinking, man, come on. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But then it was a nudge. I kind of felt like, well, maybe I should do this. And then, obviously God spoke to me. And it was like, all right, I think it's time. But you didn't give up. You kept bringing it up over this 2-year period. You kept bringing it up. Hey, man, you should probably do this. But thank you for the challenge, because now we're in it. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm in it. There's no turning back now. So what I love about that is you as a coach. Yeah. All right. So in many ways, you're still even coaching me through this process. And so tell me a little bit about your background. Now, you're my brother-in-law, because you married my wife's sister, but you were an athlete and from Germany.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit.
So yeah, I'm born and raised in Germany, close to Frankfurt, south of Frankfurt, between like a fairly bigger city and Frankfurt. Growing up there, very cold at times, and I loved soccer from a very young age on. There was not really anything else to play. There was either, and it was in the 80s, you had to choose between tennis or soccer. We call it football.
Right, you guys do call it football, right?
Yeah, I guess European football,
right,
or world football, whatever you want to call it. But there was no choice really, and I liked tennis. I liked watching tennis, but soccer was my first love, and I felt really connected with the sport right away. I started when I was 5 years old in a club team, and it's a little bit different in Europe, in Germany, where we only have club teams, and I joined a club team, and there was this moment. And I never thought about being a professional in the sport. I loved it so much. Of course, if you have some talent and some discipline, you could go there. But there was this moment at 10 years old when actually my mom and my dad, they were like like youth directors of the club, and
wow.
they organized for us to go to a professional team in Frankfurt.
Okay.
And we only had one professional team, so we were all fans of that team.
Wow.
And it's like it's such a big thing in Germany to be a soccer player and a professional soccer player, because that's the number one sport.
Okay.
And it was such a big inspiration. I was
Wow.
like, mesmerized by these
Right.
guys, because you always saw them on TV.
Sure.
Didn't have social media,
Right,
back then
right.
in the 80s and the 90s, and it was amazing to see, and that was the first inspiration for the path to become
Okay.
a professional soccer player.
Got it. So, becoming a professional soccer player, what got you here to the States?
Oh my God, it's a long story. I'm going to keep it short,
Okay.
because I don't know how much time we have, but
Right.
yeah, becoming a professional soccer player, was 19 years old, for a club called Mainz.
Okay.
And it's a city close to Frankfurt, a little smaller city, but it was in the second division. I played there for 2 years, and then made some wrong decisions on my career.
Okay.
And then I played semi-professional soccer when I was 21. And at that time, it was more of not a hobby. We practiced every day.
Yeah.
We made a little bit money, but it's not enough to really make a living.
Okay.
So I was like, what can I do? And the next inspiration was fitness, because we were in the gym for hours. Right? And
Right.
from physical therapy to working out to being on the field again. So that was my second inspiration, and I loved it. I love movement in general. And then the fitness industry, it got me basically. And it was funny, because I was just working out in the gym, and all of a sudden the club general manager asked me, you're always here.
Right,
Why don't you become a coach and you help us out? And I said
Right.
yes. And that was it basically.
That was
And
it.
from that moment on, I was 21. I studied kinesiology too.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I got a bachelor degree in that. And then after my bachelor degree, I worked for a company called Fitness First.
Okay.
It's a very big chain, 500 gyms around the world. And from personal training to club management, everything in these 6 years. And then I thought, like, is this everything? What am I going to do next?
Right.
I was
Right.
26, 27. And I just wanted something completely different. I wanted to experience something different, and I was like, also wanting to learn English. I was always inspired by the U.S. About another inspiration is Michael Jordan in the '90s with the
Wow.
Chicago Bulls.
Come on,
And I know you, I know you're a basketball.
No, he was the man. Yeah.
And you're a basketball player. You can, you'll probably watch that too.
Man, he was my favorite, and that was the inspiration behind the bald head.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That was like when he went bald.
Right.
That was it. I was like, hey, it became acceptable.
Yeah,
it became the thing, man.
And
So,
it looks
yeah.
great on you. It looks
Thank
great
you.
on him.
Thank
You know.
Yeah.
And I just wanted something different. And I was thinking maybe to go to England, because Fitness First had gyms in England, and it was really easy to transfer, or to Australia even. And I had a job actually lined up to go to London, and then I had a vacation.
Wow.
And the vacation took me to Hawaii.
Wow.
And I was going there. I actually met some friends that were close to me from childhood. They lived there. He became an American, and another inspiration, right? And
Wow.
it's interesting because in the vacation I felt so connected to Hawaii, and
Right.
I was like,
right.
why should I not move here? You know, and Hawaii is not a bad place to move.
Oh,
A little bit tricky with the US and getting visas going. So that was a struggle
Okay.
in the beginning, but I decided to go to Hawaii. Just stay there for a year and see what's going on in Hawaii. And
Not a bad gig.
Not a bad gig. I wasn't able to work, so I basically was just traveling throughout the islands and
Okay.
and met friends and worked out outdoors. And
Yeah, 'cause
that
I
was
think
that was the first inspiration.
that was your first inspiration, because I think that was when I mean, obviously you're a trainer, a personal trainer, and
Yeah.
you've been trying to help me out. Thank you. I appreciate that. But when I started doing your workouts, a lot of your videos were there recorded there in Hawaii.
In Hawaii and then in
then-
Los Angeles
and
too.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah, two of the best spots, with Los Angeles being the fitness capital of the world, and then and Hawaii being paradise.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
spots to be outdoors and working out and
Absolutely.
moving. It's almost like
Absolutely. Yeah.
too easy to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first inspiration. That's how I got to the US. But then took me other places. I had to leave again
Okay.
because of the visa situation.
Got it.
Expired after a year, so I had to go back to Germany, being a personal trainer again at Fitness First. I went straight back now to Frankfurt, different town, bigger city, and I met this guy. It was an investor
Okay.
from India, and he said, I want to open up a fitness chain in India with one of the biggest cricket players there, which is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You probably
Wow.
don't know him,
Okay.
but he's a god in India. He's really just the
They have
guy.
a lot of gods there.
They do. Right? We can talk about this
Right.
later on. But it was interesting because he asked me why I want you to go there, check it out, and
Yeah.
I want you to do the whole concept
Okay.
for the fitness clubs. And then I checked it out. And I said, yeah, why not? I'm in Frankfurt right now, but I'm always curious to
Sure.
go into new opportunities, and that's what I did. And
Wow.
moved to India, and it was just 6 months.
Really? Okay.
But I had a contract for 2 years. But then, India is a little bit different. It's a little bit of a shock when you come from Germany or from the US
Okay.
to live there.
Got
To
it.
travel is another thing, but to
Sure.
live, it's a little bit of a different story. And I moved back to Germany. Got married in Germany to an
Okay.
American citizen, ex-wife now.
Okay.
And we moved to Hawaii.
Got it.
And that was the start, basically, to be in the US.
Okay.
The real start, because
Sure.
then establishing green cards, now being a citizen, it's 16 years now
Wow,
from
okay.
that moment on, and having kids now, and that was the start, though.
Okay. That was
So
the whole
from
start.
India to the
Wow.
US.
To the U.S.
Yeah.
So, coming here, you eventually meet my sister-in-law, and we don't have to talk all of that's a whole another episode all within itself. But I had the privilege of doing your wedding on 2/22/22. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
But met you a year or so before that, and so and in that journey, in that process, one of the first things that you started helping me with was just the fitness and being healthy, and one of the things that I always want my guests to talk about, if there's one thing that you would challenge people to be, what would be that thing? What would be what's the B?
Yeah, there's so many. But and I was thinking about it because you asked me before, and we were talking about what we can talk about, right? And I think discipline is the biggest thing for me,
Okay.
because without discipline, without the small daily habits and making that a discipline,
Yeah.
you would not, or I wouldn't have been a pro athlete, right? Because
Yeah.
without practice, you're not going to get there, or with without hard work. And that, even in daily life right now, the daily habits force you to be a certain human being.
Right.
And that's the number one for me. But there's so many things intertwined in discipline,
with it,
right?
yeah.
Like it starts with it started with an inspiration, and then that formed certain habits, because through an inspiration, discipline comes, for me at least. And also consistent habits. Consistency is another thing. Right?
So, let me back up a little bit.
Okay,
So,
okay.
because, inspiration, like, because you can have good disciplines and bad disciplines, because I'm inspired by good ice cream.
Me too, actually. Yeah, I love ice cream.
I can have a very disciplined ice cream regimen because good ice cream inspires me. But with inspiration, can you define that a little bit, or explain that a little bit more, how that helps create the discipline, and like, is it, like for me, when I was growing up, like we talked about Michael Jordan earlier. So Michael Jordan was inspirational. So man, I was out there practicing, playing basketball. Is that the kind of inspiration you're talking about?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, as you said, it could be bad habits that are being created, and it could be a discipline too, right?
Sure.
But I feel like with like a positive inspiration,
Okay.
could be from Michael Jordan, could be
Sure.
from your childhood, something that you dream about, right? That really drives you, and I think is a passion of yours. Because I think without passion, without inspiration, it's hard to create certain disciplines, right? You're not just getting up and doing something. There's something that has to spark the fire, and then the fire is burning really, really hot.
Sure.
And I think that needs to be created. And for me, it was first the practice when I was 10 years old, seeing professionals practice, like an actual practice live, not just on TV.
Sure.
Documentaries are fine, but it's if you see it live or going into a stadium. I was also a ball boy. Like I went from my hometown club into one of the biggest academies in Germany playing soccer. It was a top 4 academy, and then we were ball boys in the stadium as well for the professional team. So there was always the connection between the professional team and the youth academy.
Got it.
And being ball boy for all the home games in a big stadium where you're basically standing in front of 50,000, 60,000 people cheering a team on. It's like, of course, the fire gets bigger and bigger. Right. And then from that on, like you practice and you want the same as they have. They're professionals. They make money with it. They're really in it for a long time, hopefully, right? And that was the dream from then on, from 10 years on, right? Like from 5 to 10, it was like playing soccer, but it was not really, do I have the talent even? You don't know at that time.
Right.
You're just playing around, right? But from 10, 11 years on, you see, are you better than others, right? Or do you have a place in a team? And then when I was 14, I came to a big academy from very small town to Frankfurt, and it's like 1 out of hundreds in a tryout get the spot, right? And then there was something that gives you confidence, but also forms discipline, because you can lose it really quickly too. Then the other spark was when I was a teenager, I was watching basketball, different sport. But Michael Jordan, huge inspiration for kids at that time. Right? Like even in Germany,
even in Germany, Michael Jordan was a huge inspiration.
Huge. And I think they came to Germany sometimes to practice and do some signing autographs or something, and huge inspiration.
It's so
Scottie
funny,
Pippen, Dennis Rodman.
Back in that time, I traveled a lot, and I would go to different countries, and of course, people kept calling me Michael Jordan because I was tall, and I'll never forget, especially when I was in Mexico one time. I go down there, and we pass a park, and there's a bunch of kids playing basketball. So I'm like, oh yeah, pull over. So I get out there and I go into the basketball court, and I mean, it just stopped everybody. Everybody stopped. They all came, and a kid passed me a basketball, and then they start telling me in Spanish. I didn't know what they were saying, but they were like, motion, dunk it.
Yeah.
So I go up and I do a cross, and I go up and I dunk it, and they're like, "Oh, Michael Jordan." That's all they call me. So then I'm taking pictures with everybody. So for a while, I loved traveling because of Michael Jordan, because I got a lot of praise.
Of course, yeah. Even in Germany, like I got up at night sometimes because the games with the time difference, 2:00 in the morning, right?
Right.
I was so mesmerized by the sport too, that and inspired, and then with that discipline formed almost fairly easily. I practiced soccer every day, but also at home. And I came home from school, just passing the ball against the wall for hours.
Wow.
Going by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm an only child. I know how to be by myself, and I'm sometimes a loner too. That may help because I didn't have big distractions. I knew already what I wanted to do at like 10 years old. Of course you have friends, but it's interesting in a youth level that is almost professional. You like the friends always change. Right? Like some get cut from the academies, some new ones come, you maybe stay, you even get cut, like, so you always have to adapt to that
Right.
and make new friends. That's another thing that helped me. Also traveling throughout Europe. And then my first trip to America was when I was, I think, 15 years old. That's another inspiration, right? America, you hear so much. You see Michael Jordan playing, all the cities, and it's exciting. And seeing Los Angeles at the time, Las Vegas at the time, right? Like as a young boy, it's just amazing.
Okay, I love it. So the inspiration, which here it is, beginning of the year, everybody goes in to the gym with these resolutions, these promises, these commitments. What do they say? They say like the gyms are like packed.
Packed. Yeah. January, February, and
January,
then
February. I mean, it's like, and then it just slowly wanes. Which one of the other ingredients you talked about was consistency. Which
Correct.
in fact, because you're an inspiration to me. So obviously you check on me and you're telling me what things to do. When I get injured, you're like, well, you can still do push-ups or you can still do sit-ups. So, you're telling me to keep moving.
Yep.
Because there's a consistency.
Correct.
That goes with being disciplined.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost, for me, and you know me and people around me know me, it's almost borderline. It's like, what is he doing right now? He's training, like I work out every day, sometimes like on average, sometimes even twice a day.
Yeah.
Right. And of course that's a lot. And I don't expect that from not even from clients. Right. But I think something small you can establish every day. And as you just said, like, everybody's so motivated in the new year, right? New habits they want to form, and they want to get fit, they want to lose weight, whatever it is.
Sure.
But they didn't fall off. What is that? Motivation is nothing, right? It's like a little spark or like inspiration, but if you don't form a habit or like a positive habit, there's no motivation, right? Like I mean, I work out every day. Am I motivated every day? 100% not, right? Like sometimes you wake up and it's like, oh my God, again. Usually I do it in the morning and I don't like it, right? Sometimes I love it, but it's still like ingrained in me. It's almost like a second nature thing, right? It's I don't have to think about it anymore, right? Like when you train something so long and you're disciplined and the habit forms, I don't think about it anymore, really. I just do it.
You just do it.
Like like even the brain is shut off in the morning. It's like, just go.
You just go and do it.
And I think people need to get to that point in order to get to a goal, to an outcome, to a result. And
it's sort of
that's what you see in the gyms. Everybody's motivated for 2 months and they're getting somewhere, but 8 weeks not enough to get to a goal that is, you feel better.
You feel better, but
there's no real change that you can notice and see.
Well, I love that it is very much a part of you, because even at our family gatherings, at the holidays or whatever, and Thanksgiving, here we are, we're about to pig out, and you're like, okay, we're gonna watch some football, and while we're watching football, I can't remember, whoever scores, we have to do
stupid
things, either however many lunges or push-ups.
Squats. Exactly. Jumping jacks.
So it's not just watching football. It's like, there's going to be some kind of exercise.
Yeah, I just feel like in our society, from evolution, we sit so much right now from being at the job, on a desk, sitting on the couch again, sitting while you eat, and then it's just too much sitting. And I think with sitting, the energy gets lower and lower, right? Like when you move, the energy gets up.
Yeah,
it's funny how
movement.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like something fun sometimes to add, even if it's a Thanksgiving dinner.
Sure.
Watching football, American football.
Right, American football.
There's no European soccer or football on this day, but.
I wonder what you would do if it's soccer, because what would you do? It's like every time there's a flag that we do exercise, because if you wait for scores, it's a very low scoring game, so we wouldn't have to do as much exercise.
Or like you have to count the fouls.
You have to count the fouls.
Or offsides, the offside flag.
That we'd have to,
but again, coming back to discipline, I think forming habits is just that. Discipline over motivation. Motivation to me, it's just sometimes there,
Sure.
but discipline needs to be formed
Right.
every day. And it doesn't have to be something completely big, right? Like
Sure.
you don't have to decide I'm going to work out for 60 minutes every day right now.
Right.
That's really hard when you go from 0 to 60. But if you, and I don't know if you remember, we had this 7-day challenge that I gave
remember
you,
that.
right?
Yep.
It was 11 minutes
Yes.
of working out
Love that
for 7
exercise.
days.
Yes.
And then afterwards, we added 20 minutes and
Yeah.
then we went to 30 minutes. So like these small attainable goals
Yep.
every day, that's how you create disciplines. And then that's how you form a second nature habit, right? And
And it's good to look at it long term. It's not, don't look for the, we live in a microwave society. So it's really long term that you're looking at, and it's overall health too. Sometimes maybe your goal is to lose weight, but it's really just to be healthy. The weight will follow that, right? But you just create the small disciplines, no matter what that is. So, and it's okay even sometimes, because I know I fall off the wagon all the time, right? With certain things, there's certain things it's easier to be disciplined in.
Yeah, it's true.
And then other things where it's a struggle. I mean, it's like, oh man, I'm doing good so far, and then boom. And what's so crazy about certain things is when you're doing really good, and when you fall off that wagon, boy, you fall, and then it's hard to get back on it.
That's true.
But you have to come back and then just start again.
Correct. I think we don't always have good days. We have days that are bad, but if you tell yourself the next day, nah, it's okay, I don't want to do it. And then the next day comes again. But if you go the next day after you didn't do something, the next day you say, okay, I'll do it again. Then you come back into the habit quicker. And for me too, it's like, working out is not, or moving, or doing movement, playing soccer, even is not a hard thing anymore. But there's so many other things that are hard for me, and being disciplined about it, like nutrition, right? Food, huge thing. Sleep, even like being consistent on. Am I going to bed at 10, waking up at 6? That consistency, that's what I have to work on more. And sometimes I'm too excited in the evening. I'm staying up till midnight. And then, then the next day is a little bit iffy when you want to get up early, right? It's harder. So I think there's so many disciplines that need to be created throughout the day to be actually functioning properly, which is interesting, right? Like everybody has a job, or even if you're a parent, right, you have to function somehow, right, for your child. And it's not easy when you're tired,
right,
when you don't have energy, right, when you feel like sluggish because you ate something bad, right? So I think these habits are so important. And we underestimate them so much, right?
For sure.
But I have some questions for you too. And I want to flip that a little bit today, because I feel like our listeners, or your listeners, need to get to know you to some deeper level.
For sure.
Right? I want to ask you, because you are a pastor. You are a motivational speaker. You've been on stage for 30 years.
35 years.
35 years.
Going on 36,
I'm 42, so you started when I was 7 years old.
Okay. Wow.
Just to put that in perspective, how much knowledge you have in that regard. But you started at some point to be a singer and a producer.
There was an early, the early part. I grew up in a family of musicians. So singers, talented. My family's always been talented. I didn't always have that talent. But one of the things, my family would, they would be rehearsing and whatever. And I was always tapping on stuff. But, and so my dad, because I didn't really have a singing voice, he was like, put some drumsticks in my hands. And so I self-taught myself how to play the drums. But in the earlier days, music was the thing, man. I traveled all over the world doing music and things like that.
So what was your inspiration doing music, or?
That was my family. Obviously, I think back then, they were so talented, and they inspired me. I wanted that talent, And of course, you start looking at different music artists back in the day, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. The
MJs.
Michaels, MJs, right? But yeah, those were inspirations. But honestly, it was definitely my family and that seed was kind of put in there. But what's really interesting is that seed, be it genetics or just being around it with my family, it actually enabled me to, it inspired me, but I also began to be consistent with, practicing, and it ended up opening doors. Like, I never sought out to record album or work in the studio or travel singing. I never looked at doing any of those things. I never even looked at being a pastor or traveling and being a speaker or anything like that. But saying yes to the simple thing, the discipline of learning how to play the drums, opened the door to then singing with a group. And then singing with a group opened the doors to being a solo artist. And then being a solo artist opened the doors to being a speaker.
Yeah.
And how I ended up being a speaker was I went to sing at a conference and a speaker didn't show up and his session had to be filled. And they asked me if I could speak or just turn it into another concert session. And so I ended up speaking for that session. And then they started inviting me back each year as a speaker versus a singer. And slowly but surely the invitations started coming to speak versus singing. So,
Got it.
So that's how it started.
Because when I look at being a singer, right? I mean, you can have natural talent, and most of the professional singers or the good singers, they have some talent,
right?
But it's also a skill set, right?
For
and
sure.
I don't know how to sing. I wouldn't know how to get a note out, right?
Right.
How was that for you? Like, because did you practice a lot, or did you just sing in the shower, or how did that happen?
When I wanted to sing, because remember, I grew up, my parents were telling me and my family, he can't sing. So they gave me drumsticks, but I wanted to sing. And it all started with wanting to be in this musical. I wanted to be in Cinderella because I was in theater in school, but you had to be able to sing.
Sure.
And so I remember practicing, and I would pray, God, please give me a voice. Please give me a voice. I want to sing. I want to be in this musical. And so I went and auditioned. Now, people are telling me I can't sing. I go and audition. I get the lead male role, Prince Charming. Hey, everybody! I'm wearing tights and makeup. I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know I had to do that.
I want to see that.
I know you do not.
You don't want to see that.
You did not want to see that. That's when I had hair too. It was crazy, but they heard something, and my parents. I remember I went home and to tell my parents, "Hey, I got the lead male role in Cinderella," and they're like, "Well, what? It's a musical? Yeah, you have to sing? Yeah." Is it a comedy? Right? Because they didn't know that I all of a sudden had this voice, but I was practicing.
Wow.
And then from, my parents ended up coming to the show and they were a little nervous, right? They came and they were like, I hope my son isn't embarrassed. And they heard this voice for the first time, this beautiful voice come out. And I don't know where the transition happened. I don't know if their ears changed or my voice changed. But something happened at that moment. But yes, it does. It was practicing. And then from that point on, I don't know if I even gave it much thought, but I would just sing and sing and sing. And I'd be at home, I'd hear a song and I start singing with it.
Wow.
And even when I end up playing the drums for a group, when the band was, sitting out and the vocals are doing their thing, I'd just be sitting over there singing what the vocalists are singing. And that's how I got noticed. Wow. They were looking for another singer in the band.
That's amazing.
And they were like, they heard me and they go, you sing? I said, well, a little bit. So that's how that happened for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I love music.
Yeah.
I love listening to you sing.
Uh-huh.
Do you think you
You
give
go try to put me.
I have to now. Everybody like you have a beautiful voice.
Everyone's going, oh, that guy can sing.
Exactly.
So see, this is the thing with Coach Mark. He's always trying to put me on the spot. He's always pushing me over the edge. Well, I'll just do this. When I married with my wife Elizabeth, your wife's sister. there was a song that I played for her. You are so beautiful to me. Right. So that's all I'm gonna give you. Right.
That's
there.
all you gotta get. I think they can
They
hear
get
it.
that. Yeah. But I did. I'm thankful because I have sang a couple of times, and I'm thankful for it. And I did tell God that if He gave me a voice, I would use it for Him.
Wow.
And that's what I've been doing for 35
For a
years.
long time.
For a very
Consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I heard you speak. I think it was in 2021, so almost 5 years ago. And I was like mesmerized. It's not just your voice. It's not just how you present it, but it's your smile too.
Sure.
It's just a warm stage presence,
Right.
and not everybody has that, right? And
Sure.
I don't know if you trained that or if it's just there, if it's your
Right.
natural talent
Yeah.
in doing so. But for me, like being a Christian now,
Sure.
I was born and raised Catholic and went to church every Sunday with my parents, and but I didn't understand much.
Got
You know, I don't know if you have examples like that, or
Sure.
the people talk to you. Yeah, I'm born and raised Catholic, and
Mm-hmm.
especially in Europe, Germany, it's a little bit
Yeah.
different. Went to communion, confirmation, did all of it. But did I feel connected?
Right.
I believed in God, but
Mm-hmm.
did I know anything about the Bible? Or
Sure.
I didn't. So you were, again, it's an inspiration. And since then, reading the Bible, I would say almost every day.
Sure.
There's some days where I don't, but
Right.
you were the inspiration in being a disciplined
Got it.
Christian again.
Got it.
And
Yeah.
do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I hear that a lot. People get inspired by my walk of faith. And of course, for me, it is a daily discipline because I recognize that being made in God's image, my being exists because of Him. So my day starts, when the first part of your day,
Yeah.
you give God the first part, He'll bless the rest.
Wow.
And so I always give Him the first part. It's just a natural go-to. Like you said, you don't even think about working out.
Yeah.
I don't even think about, do I connect with God today? I wake up, you call it a discipline. I'm very disciplined in that aspect because I feel like He's my source for everything.
Sure.
So whether it's a scripture verse or it's a whole chapter, I usually follow plans. I find reading plans, but every year I will read through the Bible. I've been reading through the Bible now for 30 years. Wow. And so I read
a lot
through
of
the entire,
pages.
it's a lot of pages, but I will read through the entire Bible every year as a discipline. But you know what I've also, my pastor also challenged me is not just reading it. Once you create the discipline, it's great to read it because but you have to allow it to speak to you. Don't just read the Bible, let it read you.
Wow. Okay.
And that is a discipline that's how I ended up doing this podcast. I was reading in the morning and reading Matthew. And as I'm reading Matthew, I get to verse 20, chapter 28, and it says, make disciples of the nations. And so actually I stopped, I paused there, and I just asked God, am I making disciples of the nations? And He's like, not like you could. So then now I'm letting it read me.
Wow. Okay.
And then the challenge, because I had this attitude against and towards social media and all these different things.
Sure.
And He just starts saying, son, I've given you a voice and I want you to use it. And that's why I'm sitting here right now doing this thing.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
on this point a little bit deeper, your morning routine?
Sure.
Everybody's like,
Everybody has
even,
one because it's a discipline.
correct. Even on social media right now, you see, this is what I eat
Right.
throughout the day, right? Which
Sure.
is, to me, it's not very interesting, but okay. It's a social media thing. But
Right.
what's your morning routine like?
Okay. Yeah.
Because I feel like if you win the morning, as you said,
Yeah, you win the day.
right?
Yep. Yeah. So I get up first thing in the morning. I go to the bathroom. Right. So no, I do. I go to the restroom. But I honestly, I start with my time reading the Bible.
Okay.
The very first thing I do before I do anything else, I just, good morning, God. Thank you for waking me up this morning. What do you want to say to me today? And so then I go to the scriptures, and I will read, and then I will pray, and then I'll work out. That's the next piece that I'll do because I need that engine going. And it's not always intense, you know, some mornings because of schedule and all of that. It's like, okay, man, let me get some push-ups in, let me get some sit-ups in, let me get some squats in. Sometimes it goes to the gym. I go over to the gym and I do some strength training. But I will do that first thing in the morning before I even get anything else going.
Sure.
And then of course, because I'm always doing content after the time with God, after the workout and the prayer, then it's content. I start working on content, whether I'm studying for this or studying for that or whatever the case would be.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you showed me your schedule, and your schedule is like, I've never seen anything like it. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know how you find the time even to move in the morning or to read, because it's like, I feel like you have one block after another.
I do.
You meet so many people throughout the week. You have to prepare sermons, which is a lot. I mean, even like 30 minutes of speaking, people think, he's just 30 minutes speaking.
Right.
The preparation.
It's 24 hours for me to prepare for any talk or whatever I'm doing. I need 24 hours minimum to do that. Now, sometimes because I've been doing it so long, I can stir things up and I can speak out of the knowledge that I have inside. But
it's so interesting because in business, 40-hour weeks or like 9-to-5 jobs, right? It's like you just prepare 24 hours out of 40 hours, right? Which I know, like your weeks are 100 hours probably, right? But it's interesting. This is so much time to prepare, right? I mean, day goes by fast, but 24 hours of preparation for one 30-minute talk, is unbelievable to me, right? And that's a discipline again, right?
It's a discipline. Yeah.
If you don't do it,
and you know why? It would take that, and it doesn't necessarily always have to take that, but it's a stewardship. It's I realized I'm sharing information and I don't want to share bad information. I really want to know. And the other thing is I actually want to live what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
I have to live it before I speak it, so I don't feel like a hypocrite.
That's
you know what I mean?
True, yeah.
So, even with being disciplined, and that's where we need one another. You're a coach and you have areas of discipline that help me. I have areas of discipline that help you. And that's how iron sharpens iron. And so no matter where you are on your journey, being disciplined has everything to do with your being, who you are, how God made you. And so start with the one thing. And I would recommend that you start every day just saying, thank you for waking me up this morning. And then whether it's one verse or one scripture, read it, but start there and start to do that consistently. And then let the next thing, because I think we should all be healthy. I think that's one of the things, but we're beings that have a body, a soul, and a spirit. And so all three have to be exercised, right? So I think we have to have disciplines with all of those. And when you talk about your body, there's eating habits, there's all these things. And if you're like me, you wrestle with sugar. It's like, sugar. Oh my gosh, my body is like a crack. It's just like.
It's a drug.
Yeah, it's a drug. So, but I really believe that all of us as beings, especially if you're a follower of Christ, the advantage that you have being a follower of Christ is that when you are aware that your being is sourced by him, being disciplined is empowered by the Spirit of God as well, because he made us to be that way.
It's true.
So I encourage you guys, Power B fam, listen, this week, find some areas in your life where you can start to be disciplined. Take yourself out of your comfort zone, no matter what it is. Maybe there's some things that you have some goals, even like removing clutter. If you've got a lot of clutter in your house and you've been putting it off, you've been procrastinating, move one thing and put it away. Do some things that I believe will help you to take that next level, because being disciplined will take you a lot further in the life that God's called you and created and redeemed you to be. Thank you guys for joining us. Mark, listen, how can people follow you? Because you got a gym going on, you still do some training. How can people connect with you?
Yeah, it's mainly through social media. The coach Mark, the coach, and then Mark with a C, M-A-R-C,
Okay.
is probably the easiest way to follow
Okay.
me. And yeah, you're right. We are, opening a gym.
You're opening
Prime
a gym.
Prime Fitness
Prime
in
Fitness.
Bradenton, which is more of a human optimization lab. We want to integrate so many things because, from experience from the past 20 years, it's good to get coaching. It's good to work out. It's good to go to group classes or whatever you want. But if it's not data driven, you will not know if you progress.
Got
And
it.
that's what we implement. We will have IV therapy, we will have peptide therapy, we have all recovery tools from cold plunge to red light therapy, infrared sauna integrated to get recovery as best as possible. So when you work out hard or when you work out a certain amount, you need to recover properly too. And have all the testings from VO2 max testing, which is a very important longevity factor,
Yeah.
to strength tests, to functional movement screens, to body composition tests
Wow.
that are state of the art, and very excited, very
love it.
excited about it. And coaching soccer still,
Okay.
high school soccer,
Okay,
which is
great.
a very exciting.
Yeah, that keeps you going.
Yeah, and coaching personal training.
love it.
Is the main things, and coaching you. Right?
I love it.
And
coaching
of
me.
course the podcast.
And the podcast. You're helping me too, even
Yep,
with this.
yep.
So thank you for your help with all of this, and I'm looking forward to my fitness journey at Prime Fitness.
you
Let's
think-
go. Let's go happen.
absolutely.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. Don't forget, being is everything. Have a great week. Power B family, thank you for joining us on today's podcast. We talked about being disciplined, and I just want to take a moment and pray for you as you start your journey of discipline somewhere in your life. I pray that the Lord would bless you, that he would keep you, that he would walk with you, and he would smile upon you, and that it would be not by might nor by power, but by his Spirit, that you feel energized, that you feel encouraged, that you feel challenged and empowered like the wind beneath your wings that would literally move you forward to be who God has made and created you to be. I pray against anything that is causing you to stumble and anything that's causing you to struggle. And I pray that on this day you would experience breakthrough and that you would have the ability to be disciplined in your daily life. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a blessed day.
I know the world makes you feel like you gotta do a lot, but being is everything. Being is every living in purpose, peace and presence. Cause being is everything. Being is everything. I know the world makes you feel like you gotta do a lot, but being is everything. Being is every living in purpose.